Hi there, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician. And if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. An email from Michelle where she describes how she gave up on CBTI previously made me want to share some thoughts I recently had about the progress of getting better from insomnia. I believe that there are certain stages, and talking about this can set up expectations and help you know where along the process of recovery you are. Thank you for tuning back in. So excited about that. And if you're new to the channel, a big welcome to you, of course. Now, today, as mentioned, we're going to talk about an email from Michelle, and spinning off of that, some recent thoughts I've had about like how recovering from insomnia really is a process that almost, has a pattern to it. And I think it's really important to talk about this. Now, before we do that, let's get into this email from Michelle that I got one day ago. She's writing here, when I did my first attempt of sleep restriction a couple months ago, I didn't know what to expect. When things got rough, I began to doubt that I would ever feel better. I felt that I gave up way too early in the process. I now have more information thanks to you and the channel. Very grateful for that. I have been trying to cure myself without much success for 3 years. So first to you, Michelle, thanks for the email. And very happy that you are doing better now. Michelle shared her sleep diary, which I really think looks very promising. It's about, I think it was about 8 days, mostly sleep efficiency. The amount of time in bed that you're actually sleeping was about 80%, which is good, which is not bad at all. And there were a couple of bad nights, but also a very good night. So I think, honestly, Michelle, if you just keep doing what you're doing right now, I think you'll see less and less of those bad nights. But this email really made me think about something I've been pondering for a couple of weeks now, or at least a couple of days. And that's, again, how there's these stages of grief that you go through. There seem to be kind of the same thing, like overcoming some. There seems to be stages. And what I've remarked really is that a lot of people give up in week 1 or 2 when things are usually really rough, like exactly like Michelle did. But I also remarked that mostly if people reach week 3 or 4, they usually do better. So I feel like if we can characterize these stages, describe how long they are, what to expect, that can help people, feeling like I am on track, I know what to expect, etc. So let me just share what I've been working on so far. So what I call stage 0 is really the baseline state. And I also call this the shift and drift stage, to give it a name. And this is the baseline again, and this is where you have poor to no sleep confidence. You often don't believe that you can sleep by yourself. There's a lot of magical thinking going on, and sleep efforts. These are things like thinking that a sleepy time tea will make you sleep, or thinking that if I just keep the bedroom really dark, that will make me sleep. That's a sleep effort. And also, people at baseline are usually worried, worried about not being able to sleep at all, or worried that not sleeping well is going to affect their health. Now, stage 1 begins really as soon as you start CBTI. And stage 1 I call bumpy ride. And this stage usually lasts for just a few days for some people. Some people really quickly go over this bumpy ride stage and into the next stage, which I call foothold. But most people stay in this bumpy ride stage for a week or 2 weeks or something like that. I feel is pretty typical. And this bumpy ride stage is characterized by still poor to no sleep confidence, still doubting if you can sleep by yourself. But you're now exploring beliefs. You're open to the thought that maybe that sleep time tea isn't really helping me. You're also questioning whether keeping the bedroom really dark is doing anything for you, which is good. It's good to question these beliefs. That's the part of the process. And also, but overall, there's still this persistent insomnia, still a lot of trouble sleeping, and or so either kind of continuing to have real trouble sleeping, or a pattern may emerge here. There may be a pattern where you have some good nights, some poor nights intermingled. Now, after that comes what I've called stage 2, or foothold. All right, and this is when somebody is starting to notice that this is working. If you get to this, what I call foothold stage, usually you will end up overcoming your insomnia. And this foothold stage typically, in my experience, lasts for a week, and that's very short. But some people really do well, like Alessia from this channel, for example, and I'm going to say this name wrong, but Bjorn from Thailand seem to have gone through this really quickly. So foothold stage characterized by poor to now intermediate sleep confidence. Like, you know, people may still have some doubts, but are getting towards sleep confidence, starting to believe that they can sleep. And then also letting go of beliefs like, no, that sleepy time team really wasn't doing anything. I realized that now, and feeling like keeping the room super dark didn't really help me. I'm stopping. I'm not going to try that anymore. And now have predominantly good nights. Still setbacks, you know, still going back to 1, 2, 3 nights of insomnia, but generally out of like 10 nights, most of them are good. And then finally, what I call stage 3, which can last for months to years, maybe in perpetuity for a lot of people, is simply called recovery. And in this stage, you have good sleep confidence. You believe that you can sleep. You're not worried about poor nights. That's a big one. You're not worried about that. And insomnia nights are rare. I'm going to continue working on this, but I hope this was helpful sharing this. Some of you may feel like, oh, I'm in the bumpy ride stage. If I just keep going, I'll get into that foothold stage, etc. So I hope you found it helpful again. If you have any questions, as always, send me an email, daniel@insomniainsight.co, and hope to have you back here real soon. Until then, bye-bye.